Monsoons are the seasonal changes in the direction of the prevailing or strongest winds of a region. Most often, monsoons are associated with the Indian Ocean and always blow from cold to warm regions. Two types of monsoons, the summer and winter monsoon, dictate the climate of most of India and Southeast Asia.
A monsoon is a mixture of heavy and steady rain, soaking the soil, replenishing rivers and aquifers, and cleansing the hot, dry summer air. The summer monsoon is a weather system formed by a difference in air pressure between the hot land and the cooler oceans. This draws moist air currents north. As the summer heat mounts and the land dries out, the air pressure system begins to move inland where it is desperately needed. Moist rain cells are drawn upward towards the northern Himalaya mountains, and enormous rain cells fall, creating the Indian summer monsoon, which is becoming more unpredictable.
With the summer monsoons, there is heavy rainfalls occurring usually between the months of April and September. When the winter ends, more moist air from southwest the Indian Ocean blows towards countries such as India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, bringing a humid climate and a lot of rainfall. These summer rains can be beneficial, but heavy rains in the Southeast Asia and Indian region causes flooding. In July of last year, after a drought in India and a heat wave in Pakistan, they were hit with these heavy monsoon rains causing massive floods.
Home furniture, utensils and pets swept away. The shops were also badly affected and shops are under floodwater. Refrigerators, freezers are lying outside shops swept away. The situation is very bad and there is no rescue. I have not seen them. They could not come as they haven't found a way to enter the affected area.
These heavy rains occur because during the summer, as the land surface becomes warmer, air above it expands and an area of low pressure develops, whereas the ocean remains at a lower temperature, so the air above it keeps a higher pressure.
No family has come out and they are trapped in their homes. No vehicles have entered the area for relief and rescue so far. Nothing has been done so far. Only a few youths from the area have managed to enter the flooded area, but no help has come from anywhere.
Winds flow from an area of low to high pressure. This causes a sea breeze, and moist air is brought inland, causing heavy rain, which usually accompanies hurricanes, thunderstorms, and tropical cyclones. Winter monsoons in the Indian Ocean last from October to April and blows from the northeast to Mongolia and northwest China. They are sometimes associated with droughts but also brings rain. This is because the Pacific coast of Southeast Asia has its rainy season in the winter.
Water is now so precious in Madhya Pradesh that it's protected by armed guards. This reservoir is the main source of drinking water for thousands in the central Indian state, and to stop local farmers dipping in their buckets and stealing from it, it's now patrolled 24 hours a day.
We never had a situation like this. This time there's a serious water crisis in the entire Bundelkhand region, particularly in the municipality of Tikamgarh, where the situation is even worse. We're trying our best to protect the water round the clock with guns.
With temperatures hovering at a sweltering 45 degrees Celsius, 4 reservoirs in the region and a host of rivers and wells have already dried up. It's officially India's worst water crisis in years. The government says a quarter of the population are suffering from drought after the last 2 monsoon rains failed. Another victim of the soaring temperatures and the severe dry spell are the pine forests of the northern Uttarakhand state.
The Shivalik mountain range region is highly susceptible to fires, and because this year there has been no seasonal rainfall, its susceptibility to fires is greater.
The drought conditions have been worsened by the aftermath of the El Niño weather system, which could also weaken this year's monsoon rains. They're set to fall in June, but for Indians suffering in arid conditions, they can't come soon enough.
Although the major monsoon conditions occur in India and Southeast Asia, there are also monsoons in parts of America. These are known as the North American monsoons mainly, but also referred to as Southwest monsoon, Mexican monsoon, or Arizona monsoon. In these kinds of monsoons, there is an increase in rainfall from an extremely dry June to a rainy July over large areas of the southwestern United States and northwestern Mexico. This applies 60 to 80% of rain, 45% and 35% of the annual precipitation for northwestern Mexico, New Mexico, and Arizona. The reason Indian summer monsoons usually accompany a widespread of torrential rain, severe thunderstorms, large hail, and tornadoes is due to the dry northerly wind flow over India changing direction and warm humid air from the Indian Ocean flows from the south, gradually overspreading the Indian subcontinent. The Indian Ocean version of a hurricane, which is traditionally called a cyclone in the Indian Ocean, can also form and move ashore in association with the monsoon.